We went to the children's park so the children could play. Bump him on the ground. Dan, bump him.
He's gonna pee. This thing's fun.
Bump him on the ground again, Dan.
Yes.
I think someone's hurt.
Probably one of my most favorite memories of Grandpa is when he made me go under the camper in South Dakota, and they just shoved me under so we could get a case of water, and I came out with oil all over my shirt.
My favorite memory is back at our beginning when Jim and I got married. As some of you know, we didn't know each other very long, days in fact. And after about 20 days of knowing each other briefly, on Friday, January 17th, Jim asked me, he said, "So, what are you doing Monday?" I'm like, "I have Monday off." It's like, "Let's get married." I'm like, "Okay." So everything was closed due to Martin Luther King Day. So we got married the following Monday on January 27th. And we were 29 and a half years. Jim's favorite thing to say was it was like 29 minutes all underwater. He loved that joke, irritated me, but that's why he loved it. My spur of the moment decision was probably one of our good ones. We had our moments of like everybody does, but it was a good 29 years. I'm gonna miss it.
One of our most favorite memories of our grandpa was playing Nerf gun wars. We love you, Grandpa.
Hi, I'm Becky Thompson, and the memory I wanted to share of Jim is of him being our Santa. So I put together some photos that I wanted to share with you. And you can see just how much we and the kids enjoyed having him. So Jim began as our Santa, I believe, when I was having a book fair one year. Was having it in December and wanted a reason for the kids to come, and Santa was a good draw. So Jim didn't hesitate to agree to be Santa for me that first year. And of course, Sherry was there as well. I love this close-up of Santa here. And Sherry brought over the kids to see him. And one of the funnest memories was watching Kristen there, because Kristen had no idea that that was her dad. And she was just totally enamored with Santa Claus. Another picture of them. So after that, Jim got drafted to be our school Santa every year around Christmas time. He would come to the school and the principal would give him some candy canes to pass out. And again, he did so well at our school that he got drafted to other schools as well. This is when he was at Wheatland, sharing with the kids. This is a picture of him with our principal at the time, the last year that Jim was our Santa, because we didn't have anything, of course, during the time when our schools were shut down. And I know he wasn't feeling the best at this time, but he still did not want to miss just giving the kids some joy. So that year he was so gracious. I can't tell you how many class pictures he had taken. I didn't put them all in here by any means, but he was gracious to have the pictures taken with any students that wanted him to, or any staff. He walked around and gave them their candy canes, as he always did, and brought such joy to them. And got lots of hugs as he would go around. They did love Jim. He was so much fun and so caring to each one of them. Got a big hug here. This is probably my favorite one, where a preschooler's coming in for a big hug. Staff again loved him. He was one of us, even though he maybe didn't work at our school. I think there could have been other reasons why possibly he enjoyed being Santa. I don't know for sure, but these pictures kind of make you wonder if there were other things that drew him to it. But we know it was because of the kids and how much he loved trying to be there for them and make their Christmas something really special. I don't know how, this Christmas, what it will be like without Jim being the one coming to our school and just making that time really special. He's a special individual, a very special friend to me, and I know he is to so many of you out here too. And Jim, we're going to miss you so much. And thanks for all the special memories with our kids, and your shoes are going to be just pretty hard to fill.
My favorite thing about Jim is calling him on the phone.
So one time I was gonna drive my car from Delaware to Kansas for a visit, and I was planning on driving by myself. And Jim said, well, I don't want you to drive that far by yourself. It's like more than 20 hours. Let me just fly there and then we'll drive back together. I said, okay, sounds good. So we drove about halfway and then we stayed in a hotel for the night. And then the next day we got up. And Jim is like, oh, like I slept so good. Like, how did you sleep? I'm like, are you kidding me? You snored like a bear the whole night. I didn't sleep at all. And he was like, oh, that's weird. Like, I slept so good. So we decided he should drive first. So we get in the car and we're driving. And he said, I'm so hungry. Like, we should stop for breakfast. I said, don't worry. I packed breakfast. We can just eat breakfast. He said, what is it? I said, well, I packed granola bars, just granola bars. It comes with 2 in a pack, so 1 for you, 1 for me. And so basically I starved him on the trip too. He never forgot that.
One of my favorite memories of Jim Patterson was anywhere I walked into and Jim was, you would hear this, Nurse Jamie! I'm gonna miss that immensely, even though it brought a lot of attention to me, which was not something I was always comfortable with, but that was something that I knew that I would miss someday. And then the other thing is that he and my husband would set up in the stands, and we've soon started calling them Statler and Waldorf after the 2 Muppets that would sit up in the balcony and heckle people. They were very good at heckling people. Gonna miss you, Jim Patterson.
One of my favorite memories of Jim was the time that he came down for treatment at the Mayo Clinic, and they called his name and he went back, and then at the end we got into an elevator and this little old woman pops in right at the end, right before the doors close, and she goes, I couldn't help but overhear, but are you the James Patterson? She thought he was the author, and he goes, why, yes I am. And then she was so excited, it absolutely made her day, and she shook his hand, and he was like, the pleasure is all mine, and he had that woman on cloud 9, and in his mind, he is the James Patterson. It was pretty hilarious.
My memory of Jim was when we were camping in Griswold, Iowa. I was cooking breakfast over a campfire with cast iron skillet. He goes, you can't do that. He goes, it won't work. Well, 20 minutes later, we had eggs, pancakes, and coffee. And I looked at him, I was like, ta-da!
My favorite thing about Grandpa Jim was him tickling me.
I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out today to help remember our Jim. He's a good guy. Lots of friends. Never met a stranger. But I appreciate everyone for everything you've done for all of us. And I appreciate you being here. And thank you.